At 93 kilograms, in the light heavyweight division, 3 5-minute rounds in MMA, the 29-year-old Ramos is exactly the same age as FNC newcomer GLADKOWICZ. Of course, GLADKOWICZ double the wins in the column and nearly triple the experience. There was much discussion as both guys cut to light heavyweight about where this fight would go strategy-wise. Ramos, a natural wrestler. GLADKOWICZ, a true all-rounder who can grapple. May look to keep it on the feet here.
The key to victory is definitely for GLADKOWICZ to keep this on the feet. He's got to circle his back away from the fence, be ready to sprawl. There's a single leg straight away. Completion of the takedown for Ramos.
Ramos going there to the double, gets his hands together around the back. Outside trip, lovely trip here from Ramos, and it has been straight to the takedown here from Andres Ramos. Landing a couple of hefty punches there. Goes belly to back, gets the pickup, not quite the feet above the head. But that was money on the takedown.
Some nice short shots, close range as well from Ramos. When he returns him to the canvas, he's got to look for those hooks. That's going to enable him to keep the control on the ground and prevent GLADKOWICZ from standing back to his feet, Chris.
Trying to climb back up to his feet is GLADKOWICZ up against the fence. But Ramos is a man on a mission. Tries to get the pickup again. Oh, that was close. Underneath the balance, disrupting any stability for GLADKOWICZ. This is the most aggressive takedown game we've seen from Andres Ramos in a long while. The corner must have said, "You've got one objective, sir, this."
He's got to think about chain wrestling here, tying different takedowns to one another. If he doesn't get this high crotch, he's got to duck under and take the back and look for the belly-to-back suplex, for instance. Switching to the double leg, it looks like here, back to the single leg up against the fence.
And there is a different level of energy here from the wrestler. Ramos just continually working. And you can train for it, but until you felt it, it really does bring things to a different level. Nice knee shield here. Defending is GLADKOWICZ. Ramos trying to get connected up above the waist, can't get it, goes below. There's a great deal happening here, a battle unfolding.
Yeah, to the uninitiated, there's a lot of things happening. The forward pressure from Ramos, the leg capture, of course. And for GLADKOWICZ, the base, the underhooks, the frame on the face, the stuffs, the sprawls. There's a lot going on here. What we've got to see from GLADKOWICZ is get back to the feet. And Ramos, of course, needs to drag those hips and the legs away from the fence.
Ramos trying to do just that. Punches. It's all a distraction. Goes below. Good old double here. Pulling out the hips. He's got the hands connected. And GLADKOWICZ is having to work here. This is the stakes right now. Ramos on the takedown press. A complete one-track mind. Ramos shoots again. GLADKOWICZ trying to stuff. And it might have been a moral victory so far for the GLADKOWICZ team to defend anything too meaningful in the takedown department, but Ramos gets back exposure again. And you just get the feeling it's only a matter of time until we see high amplitude.
Back in on the double, though. There was a little separation there from GLADKOWICZ, but Ramos able to drive and run the takedown into the double. GLADKOWICZ has to stuff the head here, try and turn this into an underhook, or use the whiz to circle to the outside position.
GLADKOWICZ looking to try and settle this position, trying to stop the chaos that has ensued from Andres Ramos. Ramos doing a great job of just tying up the left arm, disallowing any leverage. Lovely there from GLADKOWICZ to get off the fence. Went 2-on-1. GLADKOWICZ trying to work some magic on the inside. Little dirty boxing. Nothing too meaningful. Ramos goes for the plum. And head pressure here from GLADKOWICZ. If I'm in the corner of GLADKOWICZ, I'm literally disconnecting and running away.
Yeah, he's got to use elbows and punches to separate and get back center stage. And the thing is, it looked like he was trying to wrestle from the outside position, and immediately Ramos using that to switch back now into the single. Thinking about the back as well, there's a nice little elbow from Ramos. Did a wonderful job of filling that dead space and then dropping down for the takedown.
Relentless pressure here from Ramos. Eats a body kick for his efforts. GLADKOWICZ trying to turn things around, but it's been more than 4 minutes of having to deal with the takedown pressure, which literally came straight out the gates, courtesy of the red corner, Ramos. And taking a look at the corners here, there seems to be a degree of satisfaction from the Trojan Free Fighters. And a nod at the task at hand from Octopus Wooge of what needs to be reset as we march towards the end of the first round here. Less than 5 minutes have gone by, and it's seconds left here in the first round. Can GLADKOWICZ mount any meaningful offense? No. Ramos looks gassed, ripe for the taking here. And there you go, the horn, 5 minutes down. A lot of energy there from Ramos' team.
Both athletes expended a lot of energy, but as you alluded to, Ramos walked back to his corner, immediately hangs off the fence. It could be a case here of the more muscular fighter having those muscles to be fed constantly by oxygen. That might start to sap his cardio a little bit more readily than GLADKOWICZ. And maybe that was the kind of game plan for GLADKOWICZ to be on the outside position, to pressure, to force Ramos to consistently work. In the replay here, you see a nice level change into a double leg. Some wonderful trips here from the belly to back suplex as Ramos returns GLADKOWICZ once again to the canvas.
And that was the best airtime we saw from Ramos, really getting belly to back there. The feet parallel. Good old flare on that. Head pressure here on the inside. GLADKOWICZ certainly finding his mark towards the end of the round as Ramos appeared to wilt. High kick just over the bow there. Of course, Ramos quite famous for his FNC 24 title bid on 2 days' notice, coming in as a late replacement against Krzysztof Jotko. The loss challenging, but the comeback here, another tough opponent. Round 2 of 3, Ramos in the red, GLADKOWICZ in the blue. Will GLADKOWICZ look to open up on the feet? Yes. Stepping into a left straight, goes high kick. Left kick now to the body, double time.
He's having a little bit of success with that high kick because you notice the right arm dips down of Ramos. That's what we're seeing. GLADKOWICZ look to go to the body and upstairs. Now finds himself circling for the back. Gives up top position. Now if he walks to mount, he can start to fire off more definitive ground and pound.
Mount here for GLADKOWICZ. Ramos down on his back. What on earth has happened here? This could be an absolutely huge error for Ramos as he gives up his neck. GLADKOWICZ goes for the choke. Oh, he might be able to get it. It's underneath the chin. Tough to see whether there's good bite there. There is the tap. Andres Ramos down via rear naked choke after taking the first round. GLADKOWICZ knew what the task was. It was defend the takedown, punish that takedown, and he gets a submission victory.
And that's a testament to that squeeze. He didn't really have a squared definitive position with the back, didn't have the hooks, but the squeeze was enough. And maybe Ramos labored the cardio, that factored into the tap coming so soon after that choke.
Well, certainly putting in work there. What a turnaround there. Incredible back and forth. GLADKOWICZ, we've seen him before. Welcome to FNC, 4th submission win. We've seen him with a heel hook. And that'll be the 3rd rear naked choke victory for a total of 4. Frustration, undoubtedly. Ramos had so much success early. And the corner, I think we're very happy with his work in the first round, but it all went wrong in the second, Dean.
So surprising to see that GLADKOWICZ seemed like he wanted to wrestle on the outside position. And he took him down and got the victory on the ground. It was the opposite thing coming into this fight. I thought GLADKOWICZ was going to keep it on the feet and try and light him up and sprawl and brawl. Ramos was looking for the ground, but GLADKOWICZ picked the right poison and overcomes the worthy adversary here. Ramos, really impressive victory.
Big Red here, giving commiserations. And the fighters to the center as Ramos continues his march of learning the MMA game in FNC, putting in full-time work. 6-3 now, 13-5 for Bartłomiej GLADKOWICZ in his FNC debut. Here's the result.
Comes after 49 seconds completed of round number 2. Your winner by way of rear naked choke in the blue corner, Bartłomiej BG.